So we looked at, the risk of increased obesity with ultra-processed foods in the past. This is like a really interesting study, to get a little sciencey on you here, but there's a Dr. Kevin Hall, who's an obesity researcher at the National Institute of Health with the CDC, I think, in the United States. He was originally Canadian. And he brought a group of people together and put them in something called a metabolic ward. And that means for weeks, these people lived in this enclosed setting. Every morsel of food and calorie was counted. Every calorie they expended through exercise and just sitting around eating or breathing and being, because we spend a lot of energy just keeping our body alive, was accounted for. And what he did was he took more ultra-processed food versus unprocessed food, or more whole foods, and looked to see if any changes happened in terms of our caloric intake and body weight. And what he found was that the ultra-processed food led to markedly increased caloric intake on a daily basis, with about a 500 calorie excess, which led to significant weight gain even in just a 2-week period. And these foods were designed so that the palatability, or how much we like them, was the same. The familiarity of all these foods was the same to the participants. So there's some uncertain quality of the ultra-processed foods that are leading to increased caloric intake, and that's an area of ongoing research. But quite interesting. And I think any healthy pattern of eating, whether it be Mediterranean or low carb or vegetarian, all of these have a common denominator of reducing the amount of ultra-processed packaged foods, which is why eating a healthy pattern of eating is really swimming upstream in our society, because we're surrounded by ultra-processed food. Up to 70% of our caloric intake in Canada is from ultra-processed foods. It's become part of our culture and our way of living. It takes time and money to eat more whole foods, and learning and a change in our habits and all of that. So that's the task at hand with any healthy pattern of eating, is having some of that time and interest, as well as acknowledging there's going to have to be some restraint at times to shift our habits, and consider reducing the amount of ultra-processed foods.